A baby grand piano is more than furniture. It's a fine instrument, a centerpiece, and often a family treasure. Moving one takes precision, patience, and the right prep. In this video, we'll walk you through the full process of safely disassembling, wrapping, and loading a baby grand piano for transport. Before you start, gather your supplies. We're talking moving pads, tape and shrink wrap, a parts box with labeled hardware bags, a socket set and Phillips screwdriver. Finally, make sure you have a piano board and a four-wheeler. This is at minimum a 3-person job, but given that no house is without tricky stairs or tight corners to go through, you'll probably need 4 guys to do this. During this process, you will only use hand tools, no power drills. This is delicate disassembly work. Also, store all the screws and the hardware in your parts bag and keep it in your parts box. This prevents a nightmare during reassembly. Start by prepping the area. Lay pads on the floor to protect both the instrument and your workspace. Next, lay 2 pads overlapping to provide full coverage for the lid. Gently remove the hinge pin, then, with a partner, lift off the lid and place it flat onto the pad. Fold in the corners and wrap it tightly. Tape it to secure. Onto the music rack. In the same way, lay out another pad, place the music rack, and roll it like a burrito. Secure with tape or bands. One more piece to care for is the lid prop. Often the lid prop or kickstand comes off a baby grand, but if the lid prop remains, here's a trick you might want to use. Tie it off with a do-it-yourself string made from tape, folded over to hide adhesive. In this case shown here, the prop appeared custom built and we didn't want to remove it because it was a liability in the event that it didn't go back on or back together during reassembly. Next, remove the pedal, or as it's called, the lyre. Locate the correct socket size and begin unscrewing. One crew member should support the pedal unit to relieve pressure on the final bolts. Once detached, gently remove it and lay it on a pad. Then, diaper wrap and label, remembering to place hardware in your labeled parts bag. Now, we're going to prepare the piano board by laying it parallel with the left side of the piano, making sure that the lip of the piano board is near the keyboard side of the piano. Lay furniture pads across the piano board. These will cushion the body once it's tipped. When removing the first leg, always remove the left leg first. It's on the flat side of the piano. Have one crew member unscrew the hardware from below while another stands ready to spot. When the leg is off, both crew members will gently tilt the piano onto the padded board. Here's a tipping technique. The person who removed the leg walks around the piano and lifts, while the spotter catches and guides the piano corner down onto the board. Slide the piano until it meets the board's lip. Once it's upright on the board, remove the remaining 2 legs from the piano. Label each leg as you remove it. Sometimes, simply putting strips of tape on it is enough of an identifier. For instance, 1 strip of tape for leg 1, 2 strips for leg 2, 3 strips for leg 3. You can also mark them left, right, and bow or rear. Labeling the legs is so important. Mismatched legs equals a high risk of tipping or injury during reassembly. Avoid it at all costs. Once you've pad wrapped each leg individually, place them in the truck. Now, let's wrap the body of the piano. Bring up the pads that were laid on the piano board and begin wrapping the piano shell. Hold pads in place with tape, ensuring full coverage around the entire body. Then apply shrink wrap. Use enough tension to secure, but don't compress. This is about protection, not pressure. Next, strap the piano shell to the piano board. Use the dedicated strap slots of the piano board. There's usually 2 or 3. One strap should be a ratchet strap and the other a pull tight. Click the straps in, pass across the center vertically, and pull tight. To start moving the shell, use the rope handles to lift the piano with one mover stabilizing the back. One of the movers uses his foot as a brake to stop the piano from sliding while lifting. Slide the four-wheeler under the board, slightly offset toward the keyboard side where it's heavier to balance the weight. As you begin your trek to the moving truck, always go key first when going down a ramp or stairs. The lip of the piano board will catch the instrument and prevent it from sliding forward. When going up a ramp, do the opposite. Keys face the back. The board's lip still catches the instrument in case of backward slippage. Just FYI, when maneuvering, sometimes you'll need to reposition the dolly to clear the lip of the step. Communicate clearly and adjust as needed. To get the piano on the truck, roll the piano to the trailer ramp. Once inside, tip it slightly to remove the dolly. Strap it flush to the wall on the trailer, protecting nearby furniture with pads. Don't stack anything on top of the piano or lean against it during transit. Before calling it done, do a final check. Are all parts removed and padded? Check. Hardware bag labeled and stored? Check. Pads secured and shrink wrap tight? Check. Piano board strapped evenly? Check. Finally, all pinch points cleared? Check. Now you're good to go. Moving a baby grand isn't about brute strength. It's about finesse, organization, and respect for the piece. When done right, it's one of the most impressive moves you can pull off. Next up, we're heading into the kitchen. Fragile glass, heavy boxes, and endless silverware await. Let's roll.